Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to talk a little bit about Le'Veon Bell, right? Star running back, or you can make the argument ex-star running back, currently of the New York Jets, right? Obviously coming off a down season last year. I mean, let's just be honest here. I'm a huge Jet fan. You're a big Jet fan. Le'Veon Bell's one of, if not my favorite player on the team, but we have to call it like we see it. Le'Veon Bell last season did not produce, right? The numbers, the production, it just simply was not there. Not in the least, right? I think it was 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and 789 rushing yards. Those are just the basic stats, but that alone cannot be that cannot be the production moving forward if the Jets want to have any sort of success on offense. And I know, the theme of last season was the offense just flat out sucking, right? No offensive line play, turning the ball over, taking sacks, wide receivers can't get open, absolutely zero production in the running game. So you can point the finger, play calling, of course, you could point the finger at a lot of different guys in a lot of different directions. But I think at the end of the day, if the Jets want to at least get back into like a mediocre level, right? Like 20-10, like a top 10 to top 20 offense, we got to get back to basics. We have to understand as a team, as an offensive coaching staff, that we have a very, very valuable piece in Le'Veon Bell, right? He is still, after free agency, after the draft, he's still the best player on the Jets offense, right? So we got to get back to the basics and utilize him, right? Go back and watch Pittsburgh Steelers tape. This guy is he's a flat out stud, and he flashed last season. It wasn't like he was completely washed up or completely rusty. He had plays. He did have certain points in games where you would turn to the person you're watching the game with and you would say, oh my god, like this guy is an absolute beast. He is still top 5, or still has top 5 running back potential in this league. So in no means do I think Le'Veon is done, and that's kind of the point of this video, right? Why Le'Veon Bell, I believe, will bounce back in this upcoming season, right? So the first point kind of wanted to talk about, kind of get into the offensive line, right? I know it's super cliche, but when you look at the offensive line and what Joe Douglas, first-year general manager of the Jets, did this offseason, he completely revamped it, right? Completely tore it down and built it back up. I mean, whether you want to talk about Connor McGovern coming in at center from the Denver Broncos, right? A guy that does not get penalized, a guy that does really well in pass protection, a guy who starts and is durable. What a solid piece. Also, we signed him to a pretty team-friendly contract as well, but beside the point, Connor McGovern, George Fant from Seattle, Mekhi Becton from Louisville, Greg Van Roten, whoever guy you want to talk about, to be quite honest, to be frank, it doesn't matter. All 4 of those guys, Fant, Becton, all 4 of them are upgrades. As crazy as that sounds, right? It's kind of unrealistic, kind of like Madden-like for in one offseason to upgrade at literally 4 out of the 5 offensive line spots. It's like I said, it's unrealistic. But that's the case. That is what happened this offseason. When you go back and you watch the Jets last season, it was a train wreck. The offensive line was abysmal. The play was horrible, right? Darnold had no time to throw. He was running for his life. Le'Veon Bell would literally get the handoff and then have nowhere to run. It legit looked like he was taking a handoff into a wall. He had no holes to run through. Okay, so that's the obvious. And then, of course, if you take a deeper dive, you look at Becton's offensive system, you look at his play in the run game at Louisville, what a dominant force he was, right? Complete mauler at that left tackle position. I think Bell and Becton are going to become good friends really quick. And then the other guys, not so much. They're not top 5, top 10 guys in run blocking, especially with George Fant. I'm still not 100% sold on him, but like I said before, at the end of the day, he's still an upgrade over what we had. So top to bottom, I think the upgrading this offensive line, improving it from the tackle position, guard, other tackle position, center. I think replacing the 4 out of the 5 guys is going to pay dividends. It's going to really jumpstart Le'Veon Bell's production once again, or at least that's the hope. So next up, and this one's going to be a little weird, but Sam Darnold's progression as a quarterback. And you could be thinking, well, how does that make any sense at all? Le'Veon Bell's the running back. Whether, Darnold is good or bad, it doesn't matter. Well, when you look at Sam Darnold's career so far, this is a guy he's flashed, definitely. He has an extremely high ceiling, a ton of potential, still such a young dude, big body. There's a lot of things to like about Sam Darnold, right? Going into his third NFL season, second year in the Adam Gase system, I think, and this is the cool thing, a little side tangent, this is the cool thing about NFL football, as opposed to like tennis or, whatever other sport, whatever golf, another solo sport. NFL offenses, NFL defenses, they all go hand in hand. They all play off each other. If the offensive line plays well, chances are the quarterback is going to be playing better. If the quarterback and the offensive line are playing well, chances are the wide receivers are going to be playing a little bit better. They all kind of go hand in hand. If you upgrade the running back position, chances are your offense as a whole is going to benefit. If you upgrade at wide receiver, chances are the quarterback's going to benefit, right? So it's all intertwined. It all goes hand in hand. But anyway, going back to Darnold, with improving the offensive line, right? Having him being in the second year of the Adam Gase system, looking at guys that we brought in, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder coming back, I really do think that since Sam Darnold, I'm hoping Darnold takes that next step as a quarterback, again, another year in the league, that the game will start to slow down for him. It's not going to be the mindset for opposing defensive coordinators isn't going to be Le'Veon Bell's their only option. As long as we shut him down and we shut down the run game, the Jets offense isn't doing anything at all. We need to have that paradigm shift in the minds of defensive coordinators where, hey, we can hurt you downfield. Hey, we can hurt you in the intermediate passing game, okay? As opposed to the only thing we can do to possibly have success is to get Le'Veon Bell the football because nobody else is capable. And yes, we did lose Robbie Anderson, but, we did bring in a guy in Brashad Perryman to hopefully step into Robbie's shoes and to, again, hopefully give us similar sort of production because they are similar style players, kind of like, go style, vertical passing game, super quick guys. But in any case, with the improved offensive line, with projecting Darnold to have that better overall season for the game to start to slow down for him, I think that's going to shift defensive coordinators' mindset when playing the New York Jets as far as shutting Le'Veon Bell down or having to worry about or having to be accountable for other players, other things that the Gase offense could possibly do, which hopefully opens up holes for Le'Veon Bell, right? Gives Bell an opportunity or opportunities to have success, right? To make plays, to get an open field, whether it's to the rush game or pass game, right? Whatever, because Bell can do both. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you think Le'Veon Bell is done? Do you think he's going to bounce back? I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of Jets fans, and a lot of them have said, no, he's done. He's washed up. It's a wasted contract. Mike McCagnon, horrible GM. Like, we shouldn't have done it. But I beg to differ, right? I really do believe that Bell is not done. And let me know your thoughts. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.